Angular or any other UI tool?
No, not. I'm not worked on UI.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you, in which situations we got a concurrent modification exception?
Basically, I got while iterating any the like hashmap. You think hashmap. While iterating, we are doing any removing or adding any object. We used to get a concurrent modification error. So for that to resolve, we'll be using a concurrent hashmap over there.
Okay. How to resolve this?
Yeah, that's what using concurrent hash map in the maps. If you're doing, we can use for concurrent hash map in a list and all. If you're going, we can have a copy and array list classes to resolve.
Okay. How to resolve out of memory error?
Outer memory error, like error we can't able to resolve. Like error is like we can't able to modify the project level. We need to increase the memory of the JVM in the deployment place.
Okay. Which situations we go for array list and linked list?
Like basically both are like index based values, but in the linked list the values will be stored in the node base. Like one element will be having one node by node connection to another element. So while doing searching anything, that will be good in array list because that is stored in the index and searching will be fast. In linked list we can't search. That will be slow in compared to array list because that will be connected to the node by node. So it will be in many places. It will searching is be slow. The deletion will be easy in the linked list because if any element is removed in the particular index, then only the nodes will connected to the particular element will be replaced to the other element. So yeah, basically searching will be easy in array list and deletion in the linked list.
Okay. What is the dynamic method dispatch?
So sorry.
Dynamic method dispatch
Dynamic method dispatch.
is
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I didn't got the question
okay.
properly.
Okay. How to call store procedure in Java?
We can have a JDBC connections and there is a we have a prepared statement to call that. Means if by using creating a JDBC connection and using the creating a prepared statement or a statement object and using that we can call a store procedure by the name of the store procedure, and if any parameter is there we can set the parameter and we can pass.
Any difference in aggregation and association?
Where I am not getting.
Okay. In hashmap, what is the initial load factor value?
Oh, load factor value, that will be 11, I guess. Because I'm not sure because this is like the dynamically it will increase the objects. I think 11 will be the load default.
What is the use of executor framework?
Yeah, that is a thread concept. Yeah, I have used that.
Okay. You know Hibernate?
Basically, we used to use a JPA. So JPA internally uses Hibernate. So I know JPA concepts, which is using internally Hibernate.
How to implement second level caching?
Second level cache. Mm, by in the session factory, we need to enable the second level cache. Like we have to, in the configuration of Hibernate, we can mention the enabling the second level cache. So that session will be storing the session creation in all the places wherever needed session factory. Basically, we used to use a JPA, so internally JPA uses Hibernate. We want to create explicitly a session or session factory because JPA or Springboot, it will be internally manages everything. So we won't explicitly write the sessions and session factories.
You know Spring MVC?
Yeah, Spring Boot, Spring MVC also. Yeah.
How to done server side validation in Spring MVC?
Server side validation of what?
Then evolve with that time concepts,
Sorry.
time management, session related.
Basically, we have currently we are using a token based authentication. So we have microservice concept. So one service will be generating a token for the user based details, which will be added the JWT token. So the token will be passed to the UI. For other APIs in other microservices, it will be passing the token. The token will be while passing, it will be encrypted by the private key, and in the other APIs, in the other microservices, we will be decrypting using the public key, and we will get the user details. So the session also will be the token while creating, it will be having a expired time as well. So after the expiring time is done, so the token will be expired, then the session will be logged off. So what happens, the UI, we will be having a refresh token as well. So if the session of a main token is expired, then they will be using the refresh token to refresh the main token. Yeah, basically we used to use like that for sessioning.
How to invalidate the session?
How to
How to invalidate the session?
invalidate the session? I'm not getting. I'm not sure.
Okay. In store procedure, you does involved in store procedure concepts?
Yeah.
Okay. You know SpringBoot?
Yeah, I've been working in Springboard only. I know.
In SpringBoot, I want to disable and enable auto configuration. How to achieve this?
Enable auto configuration. By default, in the Spring, there is a annotation called @springboot application. In that, we can mention like disable or enable the option of enable auto configuration.
You know Microservice?
Yes.
How to integrate Springboot with Microservice?
Integrate? No, it's not like integrating the microservice, because Spring Boot is a entire service which contains a server inbuilt. So we can create a microservice using a Spring Boot. Like microservice in the sense that is having different modules. Means all the separate project it will be. Like all the project will be separate using a Spring Boot. So there is no like there is nothing like integrate to the Spring Boot. Spring Boot, using the Spring Boot we can achieve the microservice. Like separate server we can create, separate service we can create.
Inigo we can implement, correct? Any key mechanisms.
Implement what?
Microservice with Spring Boot.
Yeah, that's what I told, right? That is like all the separate service we can create, but that is not like integrating. We can create a microservice using Spring Boot.
Yeah, okay. We
Yeah.
can use any REST API, correct? REST template or asynchronous communication.
Oh, that is
Then
the
only we
communication
can.
with the
Yeah.
other service. Communication. Yeah, you are telling integrate communicating with the other microservices. Yeah, then we'll be
Yes.
using a REST template and foreign a Fain client to connect with the microservices.
Okay. In Spring Boot, we have property file, application property, and
Yeah,
YAML file. So correct.
yeah.
I declared some value in application.property. The same values I mentioned in YAML file, YAML file. Now I am moving to environment. In these situations, controller which file reads the entry, whether application property or YAML file.
If the same value is initiated, then it will throw a compilation error because the YAML and properties are both are like similar value. So if we are the same means same name you are mentioned in the both place, then that will throw error. Or else if it is having different values, we can pick in the both the place.
Any specific purpose in YAML file?
Specific performance.
Both we have same application property and YAML file, or any key difference in YAML file and application?
YAML file will be like we will be in application properties. We will be writing all the like key will be in the like on the single line. But in the YAML, what will happen if you think like Spring server, it will be like below it will come. So if any means the difference is the like the writing convention. That's all in the YAML and the application properties. But in the YAML will be like in the Spring, if Spring has many server dot properties or any JDBC configuration, so it will come on below if the Spring dot something comes means so dot value. But in application dot properties, we will be writing in the same line like Spring dot server dot properties or Spring application dot Spring dot application. Like that, we will be writing in a single line. But in Apple, it will be segregated in one line, next line, like below hierarchy, like we'll be adding in a YAML. But it will the both value we can pick by giving the entire value of the Spring dot application name or server dot port, like that.
Okay. You know RESTful API.
RESTful APIs, yeah.
Can I send the image through REST URL?
Yeah, we can send by using a multi-part. Multi-part is a request a part. We can use any file. Means any file we can pass from the API using a multi-part. That should be a request part. Request part of multi-part. Multi-part is the object which will take the files.
Okay. How to unmodifiable the list?
How to
Unmodifiable list. Unmodified.
unmodify?
Yes.
I'm not getting like unmodify means what to unmodify?
We cannot change like list of class, correct?
The list we can have insert any object in that. Yeah, and we can if in particular index, if you need to set the value, we can use a set method to set the objects. You are telling how to unmodify the list. List should
Yes.
not be adding or any set to need to set. Unmodify. No, I am not sure. I am not. done that.
Okay. Which database you familiar?
MySQL, Microsoft SQL.
I have an employee table.
Mhm.
The employee table have employee name, salary, age.
Okay.
For example, employee name Natish.
Okay.
Salary 2000, age 24. The table have 10 records. I want to retrieve only 13579th record. Can you tell the basic SQL query?
No, how much records we'll be having?
The table have 10 records.
Okay.
We want to retrieve only 13579th record.
1359 to record.
79.
Okay, you are telling 1359.
79, yes.
Okay, 1357. Only odd records.
Yes, yes.
Select from. I think we have some odd function. We can use that, or else group by if we do look at select where no, okay, internal query select that the ID is to divided by okay into two modulo 0. Means we have to write two separate queries like one sub queries, like one query which will be like doing select of select count of star from employee, count of star it is like divided by 2 of modulus of 0, like if the modulus is 0 is coming up, then that value will not pick, uh, and we will be writing a main query like select star from employee where employee id in select mm,
How to convert JSON to Java object?
json json is a string, if a string is
JSON to
means
Java.
we can use a object mapper to convert string to the json to the object.
Okay. You know Java 8 concepts, correct?
Yeah.
What is the use of optional?
Option is like a newly created class, which is like it is tells that if the object is present or not, or like means earlier we will be directly, if the we will be need to check whether the object is null or not, and we need to go further, or else if we use directly as a object dot any something, then it will throw null point exception. For now, what happened, they have come up with optional so that we can first before doing directly getting the value, we can do check the value using the optional, like optional
In
dot present.
database, what is the difference in clustered and non-clustered index?
Indexing is like that will be like searching will be easy for the particular column on top of the particular column in where class. If we not do the index for the other columns, then if you search on that, that will be like the searching will be slower. Like indexing means it will store in a separate memory where all the values will be stored.
Okay, and this I ask the clustered and non-clustered index difference.
Cluster and non-clustered.
Is
No, I'm not sure.
the current project agile or any other SDLC?
Currently, that is not an agile. The project owner will be giving the criteria, means stories, and we'll be directly working on that and giving some points and working. No, currently, like there is no like particular time or release time, because that is entirely new project. Still, it is not having a releasing version like version 1, version 2, and all. So it's going on like without agile currently.
Okay. You know data structure algorithms.
No, not explicitly.
Okay. Any difference in getter and constructor injection, setter and constructor injection in Spring MVC?
Getter and constructor
Yes, yes,
injection.
yes.
That is like nothing like both are like getting the object creation of the particular class. Like constructor injection is like we'll be passing the passing the entity means passing the class and we'll be initializing the value over there. In getters like that is a method that is also there also will be initializing the method means initializing the class. So both are finally it will be initializing the object value like using auto.
Okay. Which repository used your current project, SVN or GitHub?
We used to use Git.
How to resolve conflicts?
Basically, I am be using the Eclipse as a tool for me. Like we'll be having a tool and we'll be merging the branch over there, and manually we'll be adding the value which is conflicting, and we'll merge to the same branch and we will pass. Means if any file which is giving a conflict, we need to manually take the value and we need to put in our branch, and we need to push the commit the value, and we need to merge the same on the single branch. Hello. Hello. Hello, Raja, are you there? Hello, Lilavati. Hello. Hello.
On this,
Yeah, Raja.
sometimes we got a pin creation exception. How to resolve
What exception?
pin creation exception?
Bean creation exception. We need to see like if that is bean is like having creating two beans with the same name means with a different names means we need to verify that calling a perfect one, or else we need to use a qualifier to use the bean method, like which in the configuration if we are creating a same service implementation in two times, two objects, and we'll be giving us a different object as output for two beans. Then we need to mention the particular method name of the bean creation in the qualifier, so that that will be it will create the bean of different objects using different classes. Means parent will be having a service will be the interface,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
yeah.
Do you know PCF cloud? Anything cloud related PCF?
No,
No.
I have not worked on.
Yeah. Okay, now that is my part. How you feel your interview performance? Your point of view?
I'm not sure. I didn't get.
How you feel your interview performance? Your point of view?
I am think like for 10 I can think like I have gave around 6 or 7. I'm thinking.
Okay. That is my part. I will update my HR. HR will call you shortly.
Yeah, sure, Tana.
Thanks, Nandis. Thanks for your cooperation.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.